Welcome back to Teaching Connect. In this video, part 3 in our series on R&S, we look at the steps to be followed for the appointment of an educator into a state-funded post. The first step is the establishment of the public school's selection committee by the governing body of the public school. The second step is the identification of a vacant substantive post. This is managed by the school principal, who has to report any post vacancy to the school governing body. The third step is the determination of the post requirements. The school principal, together with the management team and in consultation with the school governing body, have to identify the requirements based on the curriculum offering of the school and the needs that have to be serviced. Step 4 is the determination of the public school selection criteria in line with the post requirements, and in respect of the vacant principal, deputy principal, and HOD post, determination of the selection of tools to be utilized, for example, competency tests. The selection committee of the public school is also responsible for this area. Step number 5 is the determination of the interview questions that will be directed at all candidates who are shortlisted. The selection committee of the public school, together with the assistance of the circuit manager of the Department of Education, normally takes responsibility for this area. Step number 6 is the development and issuing of the vacancy advertisement in line with the post requirements, the selection criteria, and the potential interview questions. The principal, on behalf of the governing body of the public school and subject to the approval of the relevant EDO, as well as the recruitment and selection component at the PED, will take responsibility to ensure that this happens. Step 7 involves the receiving of applications from candidates by the recruitment and selection component within the Provincial Education Department. The Provincial Education Department also takes care of Step 8, which involves the sifting of all applications received via the PED website. Step number 9 involves the shortlisting of candidates who meet the post requirements. The selection committee of the public school takes responsibility for this area. The next step, step number 10, involves interviewing of shortlisted candidates, which is conducted by the selection committee of the SGB. In step number 11, shortlisted candidates are referred to the Provincial Competency Assessment Centre for assessment. Step number 12 involves feedback provided to the selection committee on the shortlisted candidates who presented themselves for CBA. Note, CBAs are only for senior management team posts as determined by the Western Cape Education Department. Once this feedback is received, we proceed to step number 13, which is the selection of preferred candidates in line with the selection criteria and with reference to the information sourced via the applications, the interviews, the selection tools, and where applicable, the results of the competency assessments. In step number 14, approval of the selection committee's list of preferred candidates is done by the school governing body at a ratification meeting. Post the ratification meeting, we move to step number 15, which is the submission of recommendations to the head of department of a PED for final approval, and this is done by the governing body of the public school. Do note that the successful appointment of a candidate is done by the head of department of a provincial education department. If the SGB and its selection committee follow these steps, the process should lead to a successful appointment in any vacancy at a school. This brings us to the end of this video. We look forward to seeing you soon when we will further unpack this process in part 4. We will see you soon. Goodbye.